You truly can. She truly can fuck up your life. So it's like being very mindful of the personalities that you allow into your, into your life. What is she pouring into you? Or is she just draining? Is she an anchor or is she a sail?
Roll me, Mac.
What qualities do you admire in others? The qualities I admire in others, my peers, it's more, I'll say kindness. I would say calm energy, really. Calm energy just shows, to me, it shows being secure in yourself and not so much looking for, attention seeking and all that. But qualities in others is, I would say, patience, being open-minded, and having goals. People with goals. I love talking to people who don't believe they're right all the time. You know what I mean? Because it shortens the conversation. But just don't look at conversation as right and wrong, but more so like perspective. Like you speak in perspective, not so much right and wrong. And so what it does is it enables conversation to keep flowing. I've mentioned that many times on the show, but yes, I would say individuals that like to look at things from perspective and don't believe that this is the end all be all type thing. It's just merely a perspective. That's really all it is, and it enables everybody to speak. They have an open mind when it comes to music. I believe that's another great quality to have in a person that just doesn't just listen to one particular thing. But if they do listen to that one particular thing, they don't shun everything else that's out there. The individuals that do like the little things, you know what I'm saying? Like they recognize little things about yourself. Like they remember the conversations that you've had, like when you first met them, and they'll kind of bring that up. Or you know what I'm saying? Like for the fellas, they know that that one joke that always gets you going. You know what I'm saying? Like having that quality and like in a friend is pretty cool. The ones that will sometimes they'll literally go out of their way to help you out in a jam. You know what I mean? Whether that be your car won't start, or you need help putting in a headlight in your vehicle. I just definitely admire that. Like I said, looking at the kindness of the world, especially when you come from, when you came from a world where fend for self type thing. So to see that, it shows, the various parts of, the kinder part of humanity, if you will. Individuals that love knowledge, that love to learn, you know what I mean? That constantly learning new ideologies, don't necessarily are, they don't have a one-track mind when it comes to stuff, especially like, let's say on that concept of religion. It's not just ingrained in them, you know what, this is it, nothing else, matters. There's no need of looking up anything else, but they're able to cross-reference and see the similarities in really all of them, all the teachers that we've had through spirituality and religion are all preaching roughly the same thing once you take a look at what's going on. And it allows you to be open-minded. It keeps you fresh in learning something, because when you feel like you know everything, that's when you stop learning. My opinion. There's individuals that love, like I said, are into fashion, take pride in appearance, not so much that Louis Vuitton bullshit, but more so like what it takes to put together an attire for your physique and all of that. I respect that, it's not nothing against anyone that's not into fashion, but like for those who really like understand fashion, to present themselves, it's well appreciated. That's another quality to admire in others. Traveling, individuals that love to travel, to come back with stories, and that they're able to see a different world than where they came from. No pun intended on the theme song, but just that love for traveling, new experiences, seeing different things. The quality of being like that love to help others in various ways, whatever that may be. Take the knowledge that they have and just try to share that. Not so much spoon feed it to somebody, but if conversation comes up and they have the ability, the knowledge to share that, then they share that. I think that's a pretty dope quality to have in a person. I said about music, yeah, that's always fun. That's a fun conversation to have when you talk about music, especially like if you all went to the same you went to high school around the same time, remembering what was going on, the songs that were playing during middle school, high school, Air Force days, college, whatever it is. Just like remembering that time and being able to sit in that, I think is a nice quality to have. The individuals that show strength, calmness under pressure is another quality that I admire in others. It can be tough. It definitely can be tough. It's not for the weak, but to be able to sit in your shit and just navigate it, and don't allow cortisol just to run the situation, but you just make the best decision on a calm mind. And the fear of the unknown, really. It's truly just the fear of the unknown. But a lot of those qualities I'll say was that I admire in the people I meet. How does a woman support a man who stands firmly on leading the relationship? She supports him, number one, the trust in his leadership. Like, it means that you can tell. Like, you can just tell when a woman trusts you to lead. So you don't get as much conflict about whatever decision is being made. You know what I mean? Like, she'll if something seems off a little bit, of course she'll speak up, and you have to respect that and love that. But it's not every decision that's making, you're trying to counter it. You know what I mean? There's not so many counters to what you say. She doesn't see you as competition, you know what I mean? Like, she trusts your ability to make a decision on something. So it's much appreciated for us men. I can definitely say that. But like, supporting a man that stands firmly on leading, it's like that's where your nurturing skills come out. You know what I mean? Nurturing skills are I would say very vital in the aid of supporting a masculine man, because again, that's what attracts. That's again, the femininity in you, your female nature, your feminine nature is what attracts us men that operate and in our masculine to you. Is that nurturing aspect. If you talk to us like a football coach, if you will, like a mom would do to a son, where in a single parent household, because she has to play essentially both roles. Like, if you talk to us like that, that might work for some men. I'm not a fan of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, it's the nurturing aspect. For some reason, I'm out of my mind, and I allow myself to get to an extreme low, and and you gotta punch me, figuratively, or maybe even literally, you gotta punch me to be like, remember who the fuck you are, type thing. Yeah, that's to me, that's permissible. But that talking down to men shit, yeah, I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that shit at all. We gonna talk to each other with respect. We're gonna treat each other like we're human. Is how I see it. But like supporting that man with really just being there. How your presence is a present. You know what I mean? Like just being there. Doesn't necessarily have to. You don't have to fix it. You don't have to fix anything. You know what I mean? Obviously, if you got advice on things and it's helpful, great. It's up to that man in order to accept it. It depends on how much it depends on the type of leader that you've chosen to have in your life. But like to really like I said, aid in what that man's plan is for his life, having you join him on that, on that journey. I can't say it enough. I mean, just being there really, I would think would be the ideal situation, is just being there. Yeah, I'd say just, really just being there, engaging, like I said, engaging conversation is per usual. Is the way to just like to be there and aid the guy. Some women, especially like in the South, as far as like the cooking aspect and all that, like to make like a really nice meal or something like that. Yeah, that's permissible. We're not gonna knock food, you know what I'm saying? But for me, it's like I love when I see that quality in women. I have friends that married and have like wives and girlfriends that they'll cook. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, we're gonna cook for everybody, and they even want to serve, man, which is dope. I think that's a really dope quality. But for me, it's not mandatory. You know what I mean? I'm, like I said, I'm very capable of it. I love the gesture behind it. But it ever came to a point where you get in an argument and you bring up the fact that you didn't, like, you chose to do that. Like, it's not something that it's not a requirement for me. Being very self-sufficient. And I didn't come from a culture where the women serve the men, unfortunately. Not like like where the man eats first and all that stuff. We didn't. I personally didn't see that growing up. It was kind of like kids eat, that type of thing. There really wasn't much value put into men, if I'm being honest. So to learn how to cook for myself, learn how to clean for myself, you know what I mean? Just like, again, it's just your energy, your calm, you being calm, your like I said, your presence. Your energy is going to tell me everything. You know what I'm saying? It's just how we're made, especially when you tap into the spiritual side of yourself. You can feel it. You can feel energy. You can feel it when they're in the same room. You can feel it miles away. You know what I mean? The energy from them. But for that woman, just being there is probably the best way to support a man. Like I said, a man that's hell-bent on leading. You know what I mean? And like I said, just trusting him to lead. And knowing that he's calculated in his mind ahead of time to save time, just as much as you would have done if you had to do it. It's literally the same thing that I would say most women, especially in our society today, where women tend to be the ones to lead in their relationships. Just like I said, my opinion. Haven't done like crazy stats, but just from talking with strangers, we're talking with family, talking with friends, that just seems to be the case. So being able to like make decisions, it's like it saves everybody time, and you have less arguments. I think a lot of time is our conflict comes from not taking care of things sooner than what we could have, if you will. I'm not gonna say should, but like the way we could have, the time we could have taken to do that by focusing on these certain aspects of our relationship, or of getting things, again, just getting things done. Like if there's a trip coming up, we talked about a trip months ago, and you wait a week prior to try to book a room for it, you're probably going to get some backlash from that, because it's procrastination type thing. It's procrastination going on. But if you were to just, all right, this is the time we got, let's go ahead and knock this thing out, we can make this happen. That to me is being proactive. It eliminates unnecessary conflict, because again, I pride myself on peace. You know what I mean? And it's either you're a compliment to my life or you complicate my life, and there's no in between. So to be able to knock that out, you know, take care of that shit. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Here's the plan. Any issues you got with it, obviously voice that, you know, and then that's where the, you know, alternate options come into play. But that's what I'm talking about as far as like how a woman supports a man like that. Like it literally, how do you support you know, conversation? When you have conversations with them, like just speaking on things that you like, speaking on things that you love. And I believe that a man shows his skills of listening, you know what I mean, by being able to take that information and then create, but not asking what you want to do type thing, you know what I mean? Being able to set a date, set, you know, vacation, set whatever it's going to be. I think that's commendable. You know, I believe some women would agree with that. You know, that's a commendable trait to have, and being a man, especially that prides itself on leading. So, I think being able to do that, it eliminates so much frustration and confusion. You know, it's just the challenge that comes with that. Sometimes, you know, you may set things and that individual may not, you know, want to do that. So you just have to redirect and then attack again. I think I believe that's the best method of responding to such. You know, it's just redirection, regrouping, researching, and then executing one more time. But like, I definitely believe that supporting a man that leads is, again, your presence. You just being there, that calming presence. You know what I'm saying? Not being, not doing attention-seeking behavior. That's number one. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna act like adults and not a daughter to a dad type thing. Just throwing tantrums, unnecessary conflict is not accepted. You know what I mean? And it's just understanding that what you're trying to do is bring peace to those around you, to your tribe, to your family, to your, to like your peers, you know what I'm saying, your surroundings. And as much as possible, trying to remain that calm, to give them that peace that they need so that they feel safe. I believe that's our duty as men, is to make the people around us feel safe. So how does one do that? You learn to be calm, you know what I'm saying? You become cool, collective in situations, and being able to handle situations in the event that they come up. As much to the best of your ability. You're not going to know everything. That's why it's important to learn something new every day. The more skills you have, the better confidence you'll have at doing something, doing a task. But how a woman supports a man that's hell-bent on leading is being calm, like I said, energy. So like calm energy, listening for that matter, being able to listen, being able to, when given a task to do something, understanding it's not trying to say, act like your dad or nothing like that, but it's something that's just what we believe is best for the team itself, and whatever else I said. What's the worst thing your parents ever caught you doing? The worst thing, I believe the worst thing my parents have ever caught me doing was probably messing with the good stereo. Yeah, playing with the good stereo, and probably sneaking girls in the house as a high school kid. I think that's probably it. It was because I thought I had a pregnancy scare long before my daughter was born. Just doing shit I had no business doing. But yeah, probably, like I say, messing with the big stereo and sneaking girls in the house. I called mom at the job and was like, all right, this is what happened, because I truly thought that, she was sick a couple weeks after she came out of the house. So I was trying to tell mom, you know what I'm saying, like to forewarn her before anything else happened, you know, just to kind of soften the blow. But yeah, I ended up, you know, I ended up calling mom and just telling her what happened, where I was. And yeah, she definitely hated the girl from that point on. You know, obviously while we were in high school type thing. But it was an experience. Like I said, it's not a major, you know, like I said, I don't have nothing crazy as far as that goes. In that story, just really my brother snitching on me. Said I was playing with the records downstairs, sneaking, you know, being a horny little 11th grader, sneaking girls in the house, and then thinking that, you know, that you got her pregnant, and calling mom up. I mean, I think that's really it. That's the only thing I can think about is what my parents could have even caught me doing. So chasing after the devil and trying to hear some of them classics. How does a masculine man engage with friends who have women who tend to lead in their relationships? Shut the fuck up, honestly. Observe. That's it. I mean, if conversation comes up, you know how like you and your fellas get together and you talk on the subject of women or something like that, then you can interject that. But I am very, very stern on the idea of when I enter another man's kingdom, house, whatever. It's not my place to speak on such, unless unless the conversation comes up. It's just something you keep in the back of your mind, like, oh, okay, that wouldn't work for me, type thing. If I'm being honest, that's really all I would say. It's because you want to be respectful. You really do want to be respectful. It's just understanding that my way isn't the right way or the only way. It's just a way. So, but I just know that looking at what I see, that would not work for me, because I have a need to have peace in the home. You know what I'm saying? Like I practice remaining, like I said, trying to do my best to remain calm in most situations. You know what I'm saying? There are some challenging situations that come up with certain personalities, but for the most part, practicing being calm in those scenarios. Now, if it gets like just utterly disrespectful to where the woman is just like chastising them, there are times where I have spoken up and said like, hey, you know, more so collectively, not singling out the person, like, hey, let's talk to each other like adults, not children. You know what I'm saying? Having tantrums. You do your best to kind of, like I said, just wait for the moment to share that information with your brother, because I mean, you're coming from a place of love. And you can see things maybe they're not able to see based off their own experiences with love, with trauma, with what they feel like they deserve. And yeah, it can be tough. It can be tough. It can be a hard pill to swallow sometimes, to see somebody that you love just taking on certain behaviors, and when they're definitely worth more than what, you know what I'm saying, like you've seen them take on. But it's life, you know, and again, you know, the pain leaves once it's done teaching you. So, like looking at that, you want to be very, very, very cautious. Like I said, very, very cautious. You want to tread lightly, because you don't want anybody to. Some people can get very defensive and act like, you know, then you try to tell them how to live their life, and that's not really what you want to do. You just really want to see them in a position to where they want to be, where they are at peace. If you've known them, you know, most of their life, and you've seen them calm at one point in time, and then now they're just very erratic in personality, and the difference is the individual that, you know, they've allowed into their life. You know what I mean? We say in the manosphere, the wrong woman can fuck up your life, man. She truly can. She truly can fuck up your life. So it's like being very mindful of the personalities that you allow into your life. What is she pouring into you? Or is she just draining? Is she an anchor, or is she a sail? You know? So it's like asking yourself, do you feel drained after your experience around this person, or do you feel like energized? You feel like they've given you something. You feel lighter about yourself, and more calmer about things. And so it's like I said, it's challenging. Yeah, it's very challenging to want to share that information with your boy. Hell, even your homegirl or whatever, friends, you know what I'm saying, female friends too, where you see them dating to the guy, and just the way he talks to her in front of all of us, type thing. It's like, oh, okay, that's interesting. But different strokes for different folks. Somebody for everybody. I don't look at this as like a right or wrong way. It's just a way. Perspective, man. If this is what you love, then by all means, love it. It's not my place to judge. But when just far as recognizing things that we kind of learn within the study of being masculine, it's tough to see an individual being treated less than the man that they are by the female that they chose. It's like I said, it's very tough. It's because you want to come to the defense of them, but they have to want it for themselves too. So like I said, it's just a slippery slope, a slippery slope in trying to interject what you interject your knowledge. But it's also got to be when they want to listen, because the teacher appears when the student is ready, concept, and a lot of people are not ready yet. They need a little more time. They need a little more time to deal with the situation, to feel the pain that they're enduring, allowing themselves to be in. You know what I mean? It's just it's about what you allow into your life, right? But again, eventually, healthier boundaries, it can be established, and then things can change. Essentially, what can happen for some, we'll see. But nevertheless, wishing everyone say positive and healing energy in dealing with said situations that have misunderstandings, because our relationships tend to bring out the wounded inner child in us. The emotional pains that we've probably avoided since childhood. It comes out in relationships, and remembering to not project that onto the individual. Like I said, to the best of your knowledge, because like I said, you are human. Anyway, so that's my thoughts on engaging. How I engage with friends who have women that tend to lead. Just shut the fuck up and just observe. And if you're asked anything in conversation, then to give that point so that it can be beneficial to a friend. That's really all you're doing. It's not your place to say like, oh, my way is the right way type thing, but really just offering advice when it's asked, and just, like I said, just sitting back, being respectful. But if there's any type of, is it too much disrespect in front of you, then being able to kind of bring the two sides together and kind of get them from, attacking each other and attack the problem. That's just like I said, that's what a calm mind would do. But, like I said, that's pretty much it. So I'm out. Good night, kids.